It is time for GameByte. Ladies and gentlemen, it's that time of the week. It's Wednesday. We talk about video games in our pajamas at 9 p.m. at night. It's about 10. Actually, we always run late. But you know what? I am your host. I am Herald Silvestre. Welcoming you to the Quit Stalling Media Studio. All right. It is Wednesday once again. It's August the 5th, 2020. It's an exciting week. It's an action-packed week. And I'm not alone. With me today, he likes that now. It's becoming my catchphrase. With me today is a fan favorite here on the Quit Stalling Media Network. He's known to many as D's Nuts. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for the gaming world's Erwan Yusuf. Yeah, Zuluaga. How you doing, DZ?
I like that one better, more of the Erwan Yusuf of video games. Okay, where was I? All right, I'm so glad that everyone's on this show now because I'm so excited for this particular show because today I'm gonna lay the smackdown. I'm finally going to prove to everyone, and I'm really gonna fight to the death in a debate, in an argument. As I'm gonna basically convince all of you and Miko here, our guest, which we haven't revealed yet. That
all you did, but it's all good.
It's gonna be any Miko, you know. It could be anyone. But I'm gonna convince him and everyone in chat as to why Dead or Alive, yes, that Dead or Alive game is actually a very good fighting game. Boobies aside and fan service, if you look at it deeply, if you look at the structure of the game, the mechanics, the fluidity of the game, okay, not the, you know, it's actually a very good game. And I'm gonna prove it to everyone tonight. Tonight, August 5th, Monday at maybe in 30 minutes, like 10:30. Or did I say Monday? I was thinking Monday Night Raw. Wednesday night, GameByte. Okay, 10:30 p.m. tonight as to why Dead or Alive is actually a very good fighting game. And I'm not going to say it's better than Tekken, but it is a very good fighting game.
All right, looking forward to it, DZ. With me and DZ today, recurring Quit Stalling GameByte host, Miko P. How you doing, Miko P?
Hello, everyone. Good evening. I am doing quite well, considering all of the things that's happening around us. But yeah, for tonight's episode, I will be the doubter to Diego's claims of being a good fighting game. But of course, I'm always keeping an open mind. And as someone who's played a number of fighting games myself, I can't wait to hear what he has to say about all of those assets, I guess.
Oh man, Miko P, little birdie told me that it was your birthday just the other day, so I wanted to give you a little round of applause. Miko P, happy birthday, buddy.
Thank you very much. I had the most unique celebration this year because number one, it's the lowest that it has ever been since, and number two, I held it online. So I've been playing Final Fantasy 14. There are bars there. I have a character there, so I just invited my friends. We all went to the bar, celebrated there, and then that's it.
Dude, you had a lot of people, celebrating your birthday with you, and it looked like a fun time. It looked excellent. I'm not too familiar with Final Fantasy Online, but are naked men a staple in Final Fantasy Online? I'm just asking. There's no judgment in that. I'm just asking.
It's optional, and the game allows you to express yourself quite freely. So, Well, to be fair, he asked if he can take off his pants. So,
and jacket, right? Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and his pants.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it looks like a lot of fun. You have people with the glow sticks.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, those aren't kids. They're like full-fledged adults in the lore.
I'm glad we cleared that up.
Full-fledged adults.
That's how you know.
I'm a full-fledged police cop. I'm a full-fledged.
You say police officer?
I was gonna say that, no, because I hear full-fledged somewhere else. I'm a full-fledged ninja or something.
Okay.
Full-fledged adult.
Oh man, but yeah, it looks like a fun time. Miko, apologies that we couldn't make it, but you look like you had some backup for that party. So what did you guys end up doing? Did you kill stuff? Did you just dance and party and drink and chat?
Well, there was a bit of chatting going around while people wait. I actually had a couple of games with some small prizes that were awarded. So since this game is a little bit flexible, we had things like you get like the usual party games. You have like Ring Me, you have trivia games, you have the first one to pat this character wins a prize, something like that.
The first one to what this character, Miko P?
To pat, a head pat, the anime head pat.
Okay, Pat. Okay.
Pat. Yeah.
Okay. Clear. Roger that, sir. Oh man. DZ, it's been an eventful week for a lot of people. None more so than the unfortunate folks over at Beirut, but we're not gonna tackle that here on the main show. Let's talk about more fun stuff. What have you guys been playing the past week or so? When was the last time you had a show? Was it last week? Was it just last week? Was it the week before?
Last week. You skipped last week because I couldn't make it.
Oh, it's all good, man. It's all good. So
Taking
what have you
the fall
guys
for
been
you,
up to?
man. I'm saying it's my fault. We couldn't do it. Okay, it's okay, Harold. I got you. You owe me now.
It's never my fault. I never have an emergency at the last minute. That's I never done that before. No, but everyone in the chat, let us know whether it's a toilet game or a virtual reality sim, or I don't know, something you found on your mother's phone. Like what have you guys been playing? Let's start with DZ. DZ, man, what have you been playing?
What have I been playing? Okay, here. Of course, I've been playing Valorant, whatever. All right.
You can't say that after playing a game. You're enjoying it on some level. You can't just be like, oh my god.
You can ask if Bichan Senpai is still in chat. He can attest to my claims that I am sick, and every time I'm that guy who says I hate this game, like F this game, and then I'm still playing it the next day. It's that kind of thing. I only enjoy it purely for the fact that I have other people to play with. I'm just waiting for another game to come along and play that. I'm just waiting because I'd be playing Ghost of Tsushima right now, but a friend of ours borrowed the PS4 and like they're using it, so it's okay. I will get it back soon, but yes, I'm playing that, so whatever. But one thing I did want to ask Miko actually, because something I do want to play, which is coming this month, and I heard about this. I want to verify, which is why I'm going to do this awesome segue where I asked Miko, what has he been playing? Miko, for Final Fantasy, is it true that it's going to go free to play this month?
Okay, so on August 11, there is a big patch that's coming into Final Fantasy. So that's they call it 5.3, which is basically a new patch, new content for the latest expansion. And along with that, they are making the game free to play for until level 60, because before that you can only play the game for free until level 35. So level 60 includes the first expansion. So basically when you sign up, you get the first expansion for free. So it's just a matter of continuing on to the next two expansions after that. And the great thing about this is that level 60, or rather the journey to level 60 onto the first expansion is where the game starts to it's where the game starts to unfold, and you see its beauty and I guess draw in terms of gameplay. Because level 1 to 50 is a bit too basic, especially level 1 to 35. That's just like giving you an appetizing taste of each class. But yeah, level 60 I think is a good level to be free to play.
Because life begins at the level cap, right?
Yep.
Yeah, but I have been hearing a lot of. I think I was checking Force Gaming. He was mentioning, he was comparing the free to play aspect of World of Warcraft as to this level 60 free to play of Final Fantasy. I'm not pooping on World of Warcraft or anything, Harold. I'm just that clear. It's a really nice game.
Sorry, DZ, your mic is a little soft. Like you might want to move it closer.
Is it soft, or are you just mad that I might talk shit about?
Oh no, like legit, like Miko P's louder than you, legit.
Like, how's this? This is that. Oh wait, I'll just increase sensitivity.
Yeah, you might want to just like angle it a little closer.
How's
no,
that?
man.
How's that?
World of
How's
Warcraft
that?
is in a
Is
bad
that-
state. Like it's not in the best state at the moment.
Ah, okay, yeah. How's this? How's this?
Yeah.
Is this good?
You're
Like,
a
test?
little too loud.
loud now. How's that?
That's better.
Perfect.
That's better.
That's better. All right.
Yeah.
So yeah, I heard that this level 60 free to play is like hours, probably possibly even like I'm not sure if he said months, but it's really worth it. So I'm excited for that.
Yeah, man.
And the great thing about this is that they're not just only releasing the free to play until level 60. They're also streamlining the leveling process from 1 to 50 or going through the base game, because before dispatch, there is kind of like a lull period when you get to 50, where you have to go through all of the 2.0, 2.1, 2.2 patches, and then nothing really significant happens until the next
Okay.
expansion. Yeah, so they're like cutting through the fat, just making the whole thing a lot more streamlined, so you can get to the more suitable content. Because the reality is those levels are kind of boring. To be honest, it almost got me out of the game.
Oh wow.
Oh wow.
Yeah, because you really just have to be a bit more invested in the game than usual to get through those levels, because that's the linear path to going to 60. But once you reach the next expansion, Heaven's Ward, that's where the game starts being beautiful. So it's a
Okay.
great thing that they're trimming down the fat for the 1 to 50 process.
Okay, that's cool. Yeah. I mean, like we said, recent content is usually the better content. So that makes total sense. That makes total sense. Oh man, Mikupi, what else have you been playing though? Like,
Okay, so-
I know we just did DZ. So Mikupi, what else have you been playing?
Okay, so when I don't want to spend a couple of hours grinding or leveling, or just doing my quests in the world of Eorzea, I am just simply taking 30 minutes of my time to play a little bit of Auto Chess VNG. So yeah, I do still play Auto Chess
Ooh.
games. And it's a funny story because back, I think like a couple of months ago, I was not really laying off the Auto Chess game until one of my friends invited me along to cast along with him in one of the ESL events internationally for Auto Chess.
Yeah, we
So-
saw that. We saw that on your Facebook
Oh,
page.
Thank you. So, what happened was I had to study everything, had to get myself updated with the meta, and during the process, I kind of learned to enjoy the game again. So I'm still playing it well until now. So that's the one I play when I just want to play games for like 30 minutes at a time.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have a new patch also now, so there are some new units. So things are quite interesting again. And I guess
Look at
one
that
last
handsome face. Look at that.
Nux.
I never thought I'd wear a coat at home, but yeah, I guess that happened too. I used to
Least-
make fun. I used to make fun of guys who are like, okay, I know it's shorts underneath that coat, and eventually I turned into one of them.
So you were Donald Ducking it.
Yep.
You guys wear shorts?
Okay, fine. Maybe briefs will work too.
Just
Well,
don't stand up, man.
yeah, I mean, if there's like an emergency, you were like, oh. Wow, that would have been a different, I guess, meta.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
But yeah, that aside, I've also been playing Legends of Runeterra again. That is my
okay.
that's the game I like to play in short bursts, and I guess that is the game that feeds my need for competitive play the most, because I've been a card gamer since, I don't know, 2 decades for 2 decades already. So that's
Is
like
that how
my
we met you, Miko? Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt. Is that how we met you? Was it through Hearthstone or was it through the Overwatch stuff?
most probably through the Hearthstone stuff.
It was the Hearthstone.
Wow.
Well, we met physically, yeah, but
Yeah, we
it
did.
was the Hearthstone thing we did.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. Our fireside gathering.
Yeah, I was what do you call this? I was never too much into Overwatch. I just play casually when it came out.
Yeah.
But yeah, so yeah, Legends of Frontera is the third game that I play. It's my I guess you can call it a competitive outlet. I've learned to enjoy the game again because the new patch has some very interesting adjustments that happen to the cards. New decks keep popping up. Some of them are really very fun to play. To play. So yeah, that's it, and that's all of the stuff that I have been playing. How about you, Harold?
Well, I want to get into what I've been playing in a second, but I saw a photo the other day too, of
What kind of photo is this?
Ooh.
Oh yeah, I went to your OnlyFans. No, I went to your social media, and I saw you got a rack for your fight sticks, and that's not a euphemism. You got a rack for your what's it called? Your video game joysticks.
Oh
fight
yeah,
sticks.
yeah.
That looks cool.
Oh yeah, oh. Yeah, I'm quite proud of this purchase simply because it's quite cheap for what it does. It's very, I mean, they sell it as a shoe rack, but to be honest, you can put a lot of stuff in it. I mean, you can put a printer on it, some stacks of paper. You can put all of your consoles on it if you like, if you want to have, like a central console thing.
Nice.
And in my case, I put my fight sticks on it because, to be honest, I think I had a bit too much fight sticks
Money?
in my house.
Oh, okay. Okay.
It's a sticker.
And here's the thing, it's kind of funny because I'm thinking of selling some of them, so it kind of negates the point of buying a rack for all of it. But I'm hoping to find a new use for the rack should that happen.
Okay.
But yeah,
I mean, you got 6 rows. I mean, you got 6 6 levels.
Yeah, that's a good number, to be honest. I'm torn between buying that and just the 3-level rack. But I'm glad I bought the one with more levels.
Yeah, if you end up selling one, then you just use the other shelves for something else. No big deal.
Yeah, or just use it for for the original function. Just put some shoes on it and then let it be a shoe rack.
Truth. Oh man. So, aside, I do want to talk about what I've been playing, but I do want to tell you guys that we had a bit of fun over the weekend. We did our second ever Quit Stalling movie night with a bunch of our cuties, our Quit Stalling fam, and we watched She's the Man. I forgot how good this movie was, man. I was so excited to watch it when we announced it, and I was like, maybe I should just watch it in advance and rewatch it on Saturday. DZ, you missed out. It was so good. Renzo was there. We had a bunch of people show up on the Discord and just sit back and relax with us. We had we had the Derek Ramsey commercial play before the movie. We had
Oh, is it the Pare Police?
Yeah, the tomatoes.
Yeah. So yeah, it was so much fun, and we found out that Channing Tatum's Duke Orsino, his character in the movie, is like the modern day Li Shang. He was confused. He was like, "Do I like this dude? No, I like girls."
Channing Tatum was in that movie?
Dude.
Wow.
Yes, it was so good. He was definitely a scene stealer in that movie.
Oh wow, I didn't know he was there.
One of his earliest works, Diego's earliest works. It was good.
Cool.
It was good. So, what I've been playing, I've been playing a little bit of Overwatch with Wancho, Derek, and some of the old Quit Stalling Overwatch crew, like Nick. I'm Nick.
Yeah.
So Super Nintendo. So we were playing a little bit this week and last week. I played with Kevin Modus, our observer. And it was good times, a lot of wins, more wins than losses, thankfully. And
Quick play.
DZ, we're not about that life anymore, all right? We're retired.
Yeah,
we're
I know.
in it for the fun.
So it is comp.
No.
Because
no,
you can have
DZ, no.
Yes, you can have fun in competitive mode now. You just have to not think about rank. Well, that's right. That's the state I'm in.
Wow.
Watch DZ rage quit in a couple of weeks. He's like, why am I even playing this game?
Yeah, and then we play this clip.
Yeah. Oh man. No, but yeah, it's been fun. I played a little bit of that. I've been absolutely itching to play Marvel's Avengers because me, Derek, and Wancho were teaming up next weekend to play the beta of Marvel's Avengers, and we're excited. We've been waiting months for this game, probably over a year, to play this game. And when we saw that they had another, what they call War Table, DZ, they showed us more like in-depth gameplay for the beta, and it looks so fun. They show you like, oh, Thor flies and Hulk just runs and jumps, and Iron Man just uses his rockets and stuff. And I was like, oh my gosh, it's the game we've always wanted for the Avengers. So yeah, we're super excited to get playing. We've been thinking of team names, like the Beta Avengers.
The Beta Avengers.
Earth's Mightiest Stallers. We're thinking of
Earth's Mightiest. Well, this would be my team. I'd be like the other team. The Earth's Mightiest Zero.
Oh my god. Yeah. So, and then we're planning to stream it, and then we'll have like a rotating fourth chair of whoever has the game and wants to come play with us. So, yeah, it should be fun. We're super excited. Aside from that, like, I haven't really been able to play that much, guys. Just getting content out for Quit Song. If you've noticed on our social media, we're just like getting videos and Instagram stories out and photos.
I love the throwbacks. Those are good.
Oh, it's so nice. It's so nice to see everyone younger. When I was watching a video, DZ. I was watching one of our earliest videos. People say like we don't age, but I see it. I see it. I see myself, wide-eyed, younger, just excited to do more and more. And I was just like, oh, what happened to that guy? It was fun. It's always cool to see the throwbacks, and of course seeing photos from last year's episode 100 show and everyone being there. It's inspiring. It's nice to know that people care. All 10 of you in the chat right now. Love you guys.
The Avengers intro is really good. I think out of everything that will stand the test of time for a very long time. Yeah.
DZ, I cried when I first watched that in full, because I would never watch the whole thing. I'd mute the audio in Premiere Pro. I'd mute the audio for that first line, because I knew it. I knew it'd like pull on a heartstring. If you guys haven't seen the video yet, it's on our Facebook, it's on our Instagram, and then I was like, we were talking about this, the meme heads on the Avengers. I was like, that's got to be it. It's got to be how we do it. and you see our emotes on top of the Avengers faces. It was just so much fun to see it. And again, throwbacks to previous hosts like VCab, San Santa Cruz was also one of the people you see at the very start.
For the sake of marketing, ramen style.
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. Ramen. I'm sorry.
You really know it's a throwback when it's VCab.
Oh, yeah.
We had Viminal in the GameByte one back then, known as Paco MNL. So again, it's like the name changes. That's how we've been doing this for a while. Yeah, we've been doing this for a while, and we're finally getting like follow-up content. We're finally getting more people to see it through that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And like the messages, DZ, the messages from Human Panda and James and Josh, like it was nice. It was nice to hear.
Yeah, like when James went about his stuff about Peru, I was like, I remember that show that episode specifically. He was in a cafe. He was talking to a waiter. He was asking for the bill. He's like, la cuenta por favor. Like, what are you doing?
We have jet setters on Quit Stalling, man. Just people traveling the world and reporting in, from Peru. Telling us the hottest video game goss from Peru.
No, wala pang GameByte nun eh.
I know. There's.
Okay. It was just still the podcast generally.
Yeah. Throwback. If you guys have not seen episode 100 yet, it's out on our YouTube, youtube.com/quitstalling. It's on Spotify, on both our feeds, both the GameByte feed and the Quitstalling Geekcast feed. You'll hear me P at some point just laughing, which is I love it. I love just listening to it and hearing like everyone in the background because we had a live audience. It was great. It was so great. But yeah, that's all I've been doing is just getting more stuff out, and it's been fun. Check out our Instagram stories on Monday. DZ's cooking up something for you.
Oh, right.
Oops. Oh man. Okay. All right. Enough about us. All right, let's talk about some news. Chat, come on, let us know what you've been playing. Chat, we love you guys. All right. So as they let us know what they've been playing, let's hit up the news. You guys wanna go to the news? You ready?
Yeah. Ninja went
All
online.
right. All right.
That's big news.
It is. Actually, it is.
Oh, BMO's been playing Tetris 99. Wow.
Oh wow.
I love how people are still playing Tetris 99. And I think one of the biggest things I remember about Tetris 99 was no one, except for like a select few people I knew, like 2 or 3 people were like, everyone's like, oh, I'm struggling to get top 1. I'm struggling to be number 1 in Tetris 99, and I just can't win because it's a battle royale, but with Tetris. And like people like BMO and like 1 or 2 other people were like, oh, I get it like every 3rd game, and I was like, what? Everyone else is talking about how hard it is, and you're acting like it's so casual. You're like, oh yeah, the times I don't get it, sometimes I just get disconnected from the server, and I was like, what? So yeah, making other people look dumb is BMO. Oh, and Overwatch, yeah, Overwatch. Oh, still a thing. Summer's happening right now. All right, news.
This Week in Video Games.
Oh man, This Week in Video Games is brought to you, where is it? By the Kutzline Geekcast. Check it out this Sunday. We're gonna be talking about whatever's left in the geek world that wasn't talked about last week. Because guys, we had a 2-hour show about Comic-Con at home. And there's a lot of news that happened during Comic-Con at home and after. So we went about like an hour 30, but it was like a jam-packed hour 30. It was crazy, super crazy. Okay, quick news before we get to DZ proving points in his little segment. So guys, let's start off low. Let's start off a little low, and then we'll bring it back up with some Joe Rogan. Let's start off low, and you can't get any lower than someone making a beloved video game, a beloved character in pop culture, exclusive to one freaking console. All right, but that's exactly what Sony did to us. All right, that's exactly what PlayStation did to us. And take note, we're saying Sony and PlayStation, not Square Enix or Crystal Dynamics, because they probably had their hands tied with this. DZ,
Yo.
I know you know about this. Give us a little bit of a breakdown. What happened?
Basically, on Twitter, I don't know who said this again.
This was a blog post specifically from PlayStation.
From PlayStation. Basically, they said that in Marvel's Avengers, the new Marvel Avengers that Herald and company are so excited to play, that Spider-Man will be a playable character, but he will be only available for anyone who has the game on PlayStation. It's a PlayStation exclusive character, and everyone's. Let's just put it like this: all the Xbox people are like, That's not right. That's like BS. That's not fair. And people like and PC are like, they're neutral, but of course, that's the same thing. They're still kind of in the same boat where that's not supposed to happen. That's not fair and all. And everyone on PS4 is like, well,
actually no, not everyone on PS4, because on Reddit, a lot of the PlayStation 4 players are actually coming to the defense of every other console user. A lot of people are saying, as a PlayStation player, I don't feel like this is right, which is great. It's great,
Yeah.
right? It's great that people are up in arms about this because they know it could happen to them. They know that this is setting a very dangerous precedent for games in the future, because we've already seen this in other consoles to a lesser extent. Of course, you have certain characters appearing in games like Smash. Well, not really Smash. You had a couple of examples earlier.
Soul Calibur.
Soul Calibur, thank you.
Yeah, like what I was saying earlier in the show, if you guys just hopped in, video games have done this before, which is okay, but it's very circumstantial. What Soul Calibur did before, I think, was Soul Calibur 2. They released it cross-platform, GameCube, Xbox, and PlayStation 2. Okay, and when that happened, it was Link was exclusive to Nintendo, Spawn was exclusive to Xbox, and Heihachi was exclusive the PlayStation, that was okay.
That makes
the problem
sense.
with that made sense. But the problem with this is that it's an Avengers game, and you can't even if you have the game on a PC or Xbox, you can't play Spider-Man. It's like saying I can't play. Okay, let's say I can't play Mario on a Nintendo. That's exactly what it sounds like. I cannot play Mario on a Nintendo. Like let's just say for the sake of argument, Smash went multi-platform. Like hell, that's gonna happen. But let's say I can play Smash on the PlayStation 4, but I can't play Mario. Come on, you gotta be kidding me. And again, like what Herald said, like what everyone on Reddit's been saying, like this shouldn't happen. It sets a bad precedent for what could happen in the future. That because it gives, if this becomes a norm, they're just gonna keep. Next thing you know, it's gonna be Hulk that's next. Well, I mean it's not, but like in the future, okay, it can be the Hulk next. It'll be Iron Man.
Microsoft has the exclusive license of the Hulk because he's green, so he'll only be appearing in the Xbox and PC. Okay. Marvel's Avengers 2, Hulk will only be appearing on green consoles.
How about the Red Hulk then?
Red Hulk is none of our business. No, but that's really the point, right? And that's what's annoying about it, because you can't even have a major storyline involving Spider-Man without backlash now. If he's part of the storyline here, PlayStation people will be the only ones getting it, which I doubt they'll do. Imagine not getting a major storyline piece of content on PC and on 2/3 of your demographic just because the character is exclusive, the storyline is exclusive to one console. The outrage would be large. It doesn't even have to be the biggest storyline, but because it's Spider-Man, because it's content, it's unfair. You're paying the same amount as the PlayStation people, but you're getting less story. You're getting less game, essentially.
Yeah.
Mikubi, what are your thoughts on this?
Yeah, this I agree with what Diego said earlier. It sets a bad precedent to how to go about with this business of making games. I mean, exclusive titles are one thing to a platform. It's understandable, but exclusive content that is supposed to be, and considering that it's Spider-Man, he's a core member. I mean, he's a core component of the Avengers as a whole. So, I mean, take out. Maybe they can do it with another character, probably. Just not him.
I like the compromise on Reddit, guys. Someone was saying do exclusive costumes, like the Insomniac games Spider-Man with the white logo, the one that's actually original to the console game. Do an original costume, and that's the PlayStation exclusive. Don't give us an entire character who should be a key Avenger and make him an exclusive to one console, because that's 1/3 of your playing population, give or take.
Yeah, or they could do this, for Xbox. Hey, give Iron Man a Master Chief skin. That's fine. For PC, give Thor.
Cool.
Yeah, super cool though, right? Yeah.
Give
Give Hawkeye a Battlefield skin or an Apex Legends skin.
Give him a solid snake skin, DZ.
There we go. Give a solid there. Yeah, like that. I don't know what you can give PC, because PC has everything. PC Master Race. But yeah,
I mean that's the advantage, right? If you're PC, you get everything, so you're kind of good. You're kind of okay. So I feel like right. I feel like none of us disagree on the fact that this is a slippery slope that we hope they backtrack. I'm hoping, because they didn't give us details aside from that, so I'm hoping this will be a timed exclusive, if anything, or at the very least I hope the backlash they're getting now makes them consider it being a timed release, because it's just dumb, guys. Let's be honest, no one likes this except for the people at Sony.
Man, it's sad.
Yeah, it's putting your customers into a bind. We don't, as consumers, we don't have to make these kinds of decisions when it comes to picking our games.
Yeah.
To be honest, I find this worse than the whole Epic game thing.
Ooh,
Epic versus
really?
Yeah,
That's nice. That's nice.
because you don't have to buy the Epic Game Store. It's a launcher.
Yes. Yes, exactly, right? It's
is
sort of
worse.
apples and oranges, but this is worse. Because this is worse. So, yeah. I think coming from our background, DZ, Mikopi, you would, and coming as a consumer, this isn't going to make me buy a PlayStation.
Yeah. I mean, just as an average consumer, I don't want to go to the store to buy the game and then feel bad about it.
Yeah.
Or at least a part of me feels bad about it.
Yes.
And that's a big thing when it comes to, that's a big factor when it comes to your buying decision. I mean, if you buy a game, even if you buy it for the first time and then afterwards you feel a bit of remorse, you're less likely to buy the next one that has the same kind of way of selling things.
Yeah. And this is where that little corporate disconnect happens, right? Like people on the corporate side are like, "Oh, that's a great idea," but as a consumer, you're just like, "No,
Crunch
that's an
the
awful
numbers.
idea." Yeah, crunch the numbers. But us,
Clickety
that's an awful
clickety
idea.
click.
Yeah. All right. Well, sticking with the Avengers one last time before we move on to a different topic, they did mention in their war tables of the past 2 months, July and June, that they are going to have an in-game marketplace. And they're saying it's all cosmetics. And it seems that we've had a bit of a leak for it, and it's been mined, or someone had like an early peek. Look at these, like that.
That Dago
Market.
face.
The game's not out yet. They're talking about the marketplace. God. 1 out of 10.
Yeah. Well, I understand, right? I understand that they had to say it immediately, rather than people discover it like Valorant. Rather than people discover it when they play. I feel like it was a smart move to get ahead of it, right? And explain that it's only going to be cosmetics, which is in this day and age, if you're going to have a marketplace, that's a smart move. Tell them right off the bat, it's all cosmetics. It's coming, right? Better than them opening up the game and being like, oh my gosh, there's a marketplace and I have to pay for skins. Already, it's a smart move. But with that being said, guys, we've gotten a first peek at it, and it looks like your typical marketplace. Oh man, so I think it follows the common trend recently. We've seen this pioneered by Overwatch, DZ. Legendary outfits, the top tier, are sort of remodels, right? You have like, it's not the basic silhouette of the hero. You get like different shapes and looks. Like Hulk here is bald. Iron Man has a very classic and retro suit. Ms. Marvel is actually wearing a Thor shirt and a frog hat, which is a throwback to an old Thor storyline. So there's stuff like that. Epic skins are sort of recolors with a little flavor, which is typical comic book look. And rare and less, I guess, is just flat out recolors. I'm actually okay with this, but I'm also not. I'm gonna explain that. I'm okay with this because, one, they're being honest and upfront, and I don't feel the need to buy every outfit, which is kind of what I was expecting. But I'm very disappointed because it feels like this will be a huge cash grab just looking at the store. You know what I mean? Just looking at this image in front of us right now. I'm gonna make it a little bigger for the people at home. I already feel like this is not gonna evolve well. I know this is gonna end up being a cash grab.
You know what it looks like? It looks like something from it looks like a store from a mobile app game or mobile game.
Oh yes. I agree.
Disgusting.
DZ's not happy, people.
I'm not angry. I'm passionate. Let's put it like that.
It's scary. Miko, any thoughts on this? Any thoughts?
I'm just curious of whether or not they released the pricing for these yet.
So that's that's just in-game currency that we're seeing on our screen right now.
Yeah, because you can I think we can probably get an idea of how expensive or cheap something is based from its in-game currency cost and the one that they displayed as an example. Like for example, we see 3,400 there. So that's probably their projection of what the average consumer might carry in their online currency. So if you consider that each of these outfits cost one for each, then it'll probably be a bit expensive, I guess. I don't know,
Oh man, I hope it's not gonna be $100 for a skin. That's all I'm saying, Valorant. I'm sorry, but yeah. Sorry,
but other than that, it's it's the usual item shop that you've seen, and again, as what Diego said, it's just suspicious when they try to streamline the marketplace first, and how they announce it blatantly. It's like one of those prelude to a breakup where you just say it up front so that it doesn't hurt later on. But
oh no,
the heartbreak is coming somewhere along the way.
I don't like how you compared it to a breakup, but okay, that's terrifying.
Brian McKnight stuff, huh?
Something happened along the way.
Yesterday is all we had. Okay. Wait, is that Brian McKnight?
Yeah.
Love
is gone.
Okay. I think we can move on now.
Oh no, I think it's no. It's Earth, Wind, and Fire. But Brian McKnight did
a cover.
I think he did cover it. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, who hasn't, right? Classic. Classic. Yeah. So Miko P. Bimo in the chat echoing your sentiments. Like we're worried that when they release the prices, the currency exchange from real money to virtual currency might be too high. So. Yeah. We'll find out.
Just to make the price reasonable, I'm sure they have a lot of content that can be bought for sure. It's a very expansive universe, so the least they can do for their consumers is just to make it reasonably priced.
Maybe give us a way also to earn the in-game currency by playing.
That too,
right?
Of course.
Yeah. Okay. All right. DZ, I think now is your time to shine. Are you ready?
I am. My body is ready.
All right, well, DZ.
All right.
You wanted it. You're going to get it. Ladies and gentlemen, Diego Zuluaga of Diego Zuluaga Photography and Directing wants to defend his stance on Dead or Alive 6 and the Dead or Alive franchise being one of the most in-depth and quality fighting games out there. Boobs aside, DZ. The floor is yours.
It's funny how you say I'm defending it when no one's really attacking. I'm just trying to prove a point. I'm just throwing, that saying "bumabato sa langit."
Yeah, but you consistently say I already know what you guys are thinking. So here, lay it out there. Put your heart on your sleeve, Diego Zuluaga. Let us know your thoughts.
Okay. So first, I will acknowledge a few things first, like before we get into a debate, even if you would call it a debate. I acknowledge that the game is a victim of its own fan service, because that's what people kind of associate it with. Dead or Alive, let's say, was kind of at first starting off as a virtual fighter clone. Okay, so it didn't get it wasn't really that amazing until Dead or Alive 2 came out for the PS2 and Dead or Alive 3 for the Xbox. Okay. And ever since it came out with Dead or Alive Extreme Beach Volleyball, that's when things went downhill. So I understand where this precedent comes from, or precedent, it depends on the syllable. But now, so let's so what I'm gonna just basically tackle is the mechanics of said game, its business practices. Heck, I will agree that that Dead or Alive 6 on the Steam page, the store page, the amount of DLC that they have and the prices that they're giving is absurd. It's ridiculous. Wow. It's scum. It's worse. It is worse. It is the worst thing I've ever seen. It's up to the something thousands. The season pass, I think the season pass in itself is $90. That's outside the base game. And I know that there are some characters who are locked out of the game. You have to buy the characters. So I'll admit that much, that this Team Ninja are horrible when it came to that, especially upon release. I don't know about it now if it's changed much, but I don't want to tackle that part. I want to tackle the core mechanics of the game. So,
Okay.
how do I start?
How do you start, Diego?
Okay, so what I just want to point out is that actually, okay, here, you know when fluidity is very important when it comes to fighting games, right, Diego?
Yep.
How everything is chained together. What I find that Dead or Alive, this is very preferential for me at least. Is one thing is that you know how juggling is a thing when it comes to fighting games, right?
Yes.
Okay, you juggle them in the air and you do all these sick combos, right? Even there are some games where you can juggle them to an extent where they can barely fight back.
Mm-hmm.
What I've noticed after playing Dead or Alive through the years, and I've tried playing Tekken and doing these juggles. What I like the most about Dead or Alive is that it doesn't. You can pull off sick combos. You can juggle. The juggle aspect is there. You can knock opponents in the air, and you can perform amazing combos. But it's not in such a way where the game won't, like, by chaining certain moves together as compared to Tekken, like you can put them on a juggle like how many times. But at least in Dead or Alive, it doesn't let you do that. They will fall to the floor at some point, and they will recover. So it forces for me. I feel like it always forces you to go back in the fray against each other a lot more than other games do.
Okay.
And the thing is, I'm not saying that that's a bad, and like saying juggling is a bad thing. Is that's a preference. Now, where I'm saying now is that how is a good now the other aspect of it, well, the fighting game is a good where I find the most unique thing about Dead or Alive as a fighting game is, I think Alden mentioned this earlier when we were starting the stream, is the parry mechanic, because in other fighting games there's some characters who have ways to counter, correct, and to parry a move, like, and then it'll, like, I think martial law has this, like, where he basically puts his leg up, and then if by any chance he can predict when someone is going to strike, it will counter.
Martial law from Tekken, right?
Yeah, martial law from Tekken. And I'm sure other games there's the same thing. A lot of people have specific moves from that, but those are just very specific characters, and those are very certain moves. But Dead or Alive builds around that mechanic. Everyone can counter, and it's part of the combo system. It's how you actually also break combos, because in almost any chain combo that can be done in Dead or Alive, and then most of the fighting is done on the ground, not through juggling, right? So between combos, like, let's say Jan Lee is the stereotypical Jeet Kune Do fighter in every fighting game. He's the
Sounds
Jeet
like
Kune
a
Do guy.
stereotypical Filipino name.
Jan Lee? Yeah, I guess you could say that. So let's just say he has this attack where he goes like punch, punch, punch. Like he punches 3 times. Instead of just blocking a genre, you can choose to counter that. There's a frame in between where the guy who's blocking can choose to counter that instead of getting hit or instead of just blocking. The risk and reward for me for that parry is so it can change the momentum of the game so much. It's a lot of back and forth between both, because like if one guy counters and he doesn't move, then the fight and then the stare down resets, and when the stare down resets, it's back to whoever can predict what the other guy's gonna do and initiate the first move. So anyway, I find the counter mechanic probably to be the most intriguing. And now here's the thing. I think, now that I think about it, what people's when I say counter, it's not as easy to pull off. I mean, you can't counter any move with just one button. In most fighting games, you know that there's always a high. You hit the opponent, like the high hit, the mid, and the low.
Okay.
There's this, and there's punches and there are kicks, correct? So think about it like this: you have to kind of figure out which okay, if you have to figure out what your opponent is gonna hit with that combo or start with. Are they gonna start with a high punch or a high kick? Are they gonna do a high punch and then you can counter the second hit of that combo, which is the mid punch, or is it gonna be a mid kick? So as the one receiving that, you kind of have to know the move set of the other character as well. and you kind of have to know the habits of your opponent. Plus, you have to know what this character more often than not does, because from when I would play Dead or Alive a lot, some characters would favor mid kicks, like especially if it's the taekwondo guy. If it's the taekwondo guy, okay, I can kind of figure out that this guy usually starts his combos with kicks, as opposed to Kasumi, the ninja, the mainstay character. She usually starts most of her combos with a punch. So you have to know that. There's a lot of in-depth stuff. And I'm not saying that this isn't present in any other fighting game. I'm just saying that that level of depth is also present in Dead or Alive. What I just find... Yes.
Why don't you give us a rundown on how it does differ between fighting games? So, just so Mikupi can come in with a thought. How does what you just told us about Dead or Alive differ from normal fighting games?
Okay, here. Because here again, I will go back again to the whole now let's go to the whole rock paper scissors thing. But please correct me if I'm wrong on this, Amico, because like I haven't played I haven't played Tekken as much, but like if I'm comparing, let's say Marvel vs. Capcom, there's blocking, there's throws, and there's strikes. Okay. Oh my god. My breath. Sorry.
Really passionate man right here.
Yeah, so like what a lot of people consider Dead or Alive is more of like, instead of just blocking you barely see off. You don't see as much because it's really the parrying mechanic, the countering. So it's kind of it's a rock paper scissors kind of thing. Counters will beat strikes. Grabs will beat counters, and strikes will beat grabs. So, and because of the way that the game is stitched together, there's always a time where the momentum of the fight can shift. Because this is just preference. Just preference when I say, like, sometimes I notice that a lot of there are times that when momentum shifts in other games, like in MBC, it's when someone misses a combo, or they miss a certain input. But in DOA, it's not when they miss an input, it's when the other person, your opponent, predicts what you're gonna do and they counter that, and that shifts the momentum. And so it's like when you guys when you compare Sekiro to Dark Souls, because people have done that. Sekiro forces you to get into a fight with with the enemy. So this is kind of like that. Dead or Alive is kind of like that. It always forces you to be in the fray, in an engagement. There's always a mentorship, and it's nice to watch that. It's nice to see that. So that's why, like, you have that depth of mechanic in it. Again, I'm not saying it's better than any other. It's just that these things, these are the small things that are, dare I say, are shadowed by the fan service, by the boobies, and all that stuff. That's why it's a shame.
Overshadowed.
Yes, overshadowed. So like that's why I'm really so passionate about it, because there is that level of depth that's present in Dead or Alive that not many people, give it credit for. But it is an amazing fighting game. It really is.
Do you have any thoughts on this?
Oh yeah. To be honest, what Jago said so far is really convincing. And as someone who likes fighting games myself, just him describing the system is getting me hyped about trying it out. It's just that from what he has said so far, it seems like the game is, it has its depth, of course, but I'm more concerned about the complexity of how you're able to pull all of these parries, all of these counters. So I'm very interested to know about how accessible the game really is, like from a beginner, then go into an intermediate, and finally into a competent level.
Oh yeah. That is a very good point. I'm glad you brought that up. I'll admit though, I think the whole countering system, it might be very hard. Honestly, it is a very hard thing to master. You can't counter all moves, and you can't predict everything that your opponent's gonna do. It's kind of like, instead of this is what is possible, and it's luck. Honestly, sometimes it's kind of lucky if I can predict the right count, the way to counter. I mean, it's not. It on the surface level it may look hard, but it just they did kind of make it harder in Dead or Alive 4 because before, okay, let's say square. Okay, square is the block button. Okay, square is the block. But if you press back square, that's the counter. And if it's just back square, it's you counter a mid attack, whether it be punching or kicking. And it's back up square or B, whatever console you're playing. That's the counter the high, and the back down for low. They did make it a bit harder in the next, I think in the fourth or the third game, where to counter kicks you have to press forward square. So punches were back square and kicks were anything forward. So that is the very intimidating part. So it's more of like you just have to practice a lot more if you want to get on the competitive level and a bit more serious level. But that's actually another thing that I want to point out, which is why I don't think Dead or Alive the competitive scene is one thing I want to point out is that I'll get to later on. Now with the beginner thing though, there is I think I did link you a video yesterday, Rico, and like it was what was his name who talked about it? YouTuber talked about Austin Eruption. Yeah. Talked about something that I didn't realize till I did watch that. I feel in every in every fighting game there always is the training ground, and there's a command list where you can practice everything. You can practice every combo there is. Dead or Alive has a very good. I guess it's bias or it's preference when you can say it's the best. This guy said it's one of the best, but I can't say that. But it does have a very good training ground to practice all your moves and all that. When it comes to command inputs, when I played Dead or Alive, I had a very I had a very easy time putting moves together as compared to Tekken. So you can say Tekken is more challenging and it's a lot less forgiving when it comes to it takes a lot more skill to put these combos together, because like in Tekken there are 10 hit combos and it's kind of hard to just input. Like in Dead or Alive you can it's a lot easier, a lot more forgiving when it comes to command inputs. But the thing is, the hard part about in Dead or Alive is chaining the moves together, because when you watch the pros play DOA, Dead or Alive, I never see a single person finish an entire combo unless it's being juggled. And I guess that goes the same for Tekken, or even Marvel vs. Capcom. You never finish a full combo. You never finish a full combo if you want to chain something together. And that, I know I'm going all over the place with this, and this is where it bounces back to the fight is on the ground and not in the air. Because when you stop your combo midway, like if you punch 3 times and then you kind of figure out, okay, because I'm putting in a combo, my opponent's gonna try to counter, and when he does, you can pause, and then you can still continue from there. If he doesn't, if you notice that the opponent does a counter that's meant for mid, if you do a high kick that bursts him into there, okay, then you begin the juggle. So there's that thing. It's a lot of understanding your opponent and a lot of predicting what they are gonna try to counter you with. So as for the beginner aspect of it, if it's easy to get into, because of the counter, it's honestly a bit difficult. It's more of it's a thing you're gonna have to put a bit more time and practice, and you have to have someone to play against to figure that out. Which brings me, before I get to the competitive scene. So yeah, that's it. So yeah, that's Nico.
So if you could sum up DZ the answer to my question in a few short.
A few? Sorry, I'm sorry.
Short and sweet sentences. How does it differ? How does DOA differ from other fighting games in the aspect that you had just mentioned?
It's really the parrying. Because I have not seen a more in-depth parry system in Dead or Alive than in any other fighting game.
And Mikupi, you said that you got excited by DZ's energy and how he describes the efficiency and the effectivity of a parry system like DOA's. What are your thoughts on that?
Oh yeah, of course. Seeing how fluid the game plays, of course, how beautiful it is, and how everything plays out. Plus this mental game of rock, paper, scissors. I mean, it's Yeah, I'm excited to try it. To be honest, it seems like it's accessible enough that once you get the hang of how the system works, then you can have some fun with it and probably understand the game a bit more, and then get more interested, and just eventually commit yourself into the game. So yeah, I like what it said so far.
Yeah.
So would you, Miko Pena,
What's
be
up?
interested? Would you actually pick up Dead or Alive based on this, or do you need a little more convincing? Not now, not right now, but would you need a little more convincing before you actually get into the game?
Oh, okay. I'll suggest something bigger. How about during the next? I mean, during our next get together, once all of this, all of this lockdown thing is over, let's have a GameByte Dead or Alive party.
Yeah.
Ooh, that sounds like fun. DZ, you bring the Dead or Alive, and we'll be there to play it. How does that sound?
If I have money, but yeah. Let's bet. But the beach volleyball or the fighting game.
We'll do both, then we'll figure out which is the better game.
All right. I'll just
Do
say,
they differ in objective? Because I forget. I have not seen
legit-
beach volleyball in a while.
Harold, when you play the beach volleyball, you kind of you go
I thought
after
the
the
volleyball
ball.
might have been like an aside, like how Tekken had
Oh yeah,
was
the
it Tekken
Tekken
volleyball?
ball
Yeah.
thing, yeah.
yeah, Tekken ball. So I was thinking, like, is it just an
No,
aside?
this is actual volleyball.
Okay.
Yeah.
Actual good
Okay.
volleyball.
The first and second iteration of Extreme Beach Volleyball is actually really good. The third one, I think it just went over. Like, what the heck's going on? Even the fourth
Okay.
one is like, whoa, paradise, and then something. Yuck. No,
Where's
no
the ball?
Yeah, where's the ball? There's no ball. There's
So
no
many things.
volleyball.
So many things are bouncing.
Okay, which reminds me, I have to get to the whole competitive part. This is where I'll admit where this game falls. Aside from the DLC, it was only till Dead or Alive 6 where they actually got serious with the competitive aspect, and where they borrowed some mechanics from other fighting games. I think they have this new mechanic on the 6th iteration of Dead or Alive, which is called the Fatal Rush. I think Tekken has like this, like when your health gets low, you get a burst of energy. You can do the special attack and whatnot.
Yep.
They only applied those things in Dead or Alive 6, and that's the last version they came out with. They made even Dead or Alive 5, I'd say, or 4 to 5 was kind of problematic. I could have sworn from the jump from Dead or Alive 3 to 4, they removed some moves. The developers removed some attacks from the third in the fourth game. So like, what? Why?
Oh, wow.
So a lot of the reason why it never got as popular is because of a lot of bad decisions.
Okay.
Not that the game was bad; it's just bad decisions.
Okay.
I mean, here I'll be honest. Like, I don't think. Well, I don't know. Like, Dead or Alive 3 was actually not. I can't say when it comes to release. It was just the volleyball. The volleyball screwed it up. Anyway, but Dead or Alive 6, Dead or Alive 5 to 6, the jump was definitely huge. They removed the booby mechanic, the physical, the boob physics from the 6, and that's fine. I didn't even care about it to begin with.
No.
Actually, I found it really kind of weird from the 5th one. That was like each one had its individual physics. I was like, what the heck is this? It's not a fighting game. This is fan service. That's why I honestly hate the fan service. I love the game as a game. I swear to God, I do. Come on, guys, you gotta believe me. But the thing is,
you. Don't worry. Don't worry, Jago.
but yeah, they toned it down. They toned it down on the 6th.
Okay.
But the game looks great. Its aesthetic is great. Everything is good. The graphics are nice. Physics are gone. The booby physics are gone. But the game aesthetically, the graphics, the way it looks, it's great. I mean, some of the girls that look too kawaii, too anime-ish, but that's what it's known for, and it works. Heck, some of the guys are like ripped 10 abs, are gorgeous. Can I just say something also? Even the guys have some fan service. They have like they're DLC for guys in speedos. It was like, wow. It is inclusive as well.
Okay. So they're like
Very
FedEx. They deliver
progressive,
the
yeah.
package.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Wait,
Okay.
what?
Understand.
Yeah. And story-wise, okay, the story is. I mean, it's a fighting game story. There's no sense in it. It's like I just bump into you and we're gonna fight for no reason. As much as that.
Wait, sorry, Diego. Can I just sidetrack that and ask?
Please, yeah.
Have you seen the Dead or Alive movie, the live
Yes,
action
I
one?
did. I was. My friends got. Oh no, that was Dragon Ball Evolution, where my friends got pissed at me for convincing them to watch this atrocity. Dead or Alive 6, yeah, it was okay. I mean,
No,
it was
not
actually
6,
no.
the movie.
The movie.
The movie.
Dead or Alive the movie. Yeah, I watched it. I was disappointed, obviously.
Not
It was a
enough
fun
fan
watch,
service,
though.
DZ. Not enough
No, it's
fan
just that
service?
they barely featured the characters I play. So like, what? I don't care about these people.
I remember Jamie Presley from My Name Is Earl was in that movie,
Oh yeah, she was.
and that's pretty much all I remember. I don't remember anything else. Like she was probably what's her name from Too Fast Too Furious? Sister of Steve Aoki, Devon Aoki, in this
Oh,
movie
really?
as well. Apparently, yeah.
Yeah. I
Okay.
love all the wire work that happened in this movie, especially when they were climbing up the tower. They did some really impossible flips.
I feel like this
Yeah.
could be a movie night movie. Yeah, I
I'll
feel like we
admit,
could
though,
just.
Yeah, I would suggest it. I would vote for it.
yeah,
One,
I mean,
one
I
vote
th-
here.
I think I do
Put it in
remember
chat.
saying that the fight scenes were actually good. It's just that the story was horrible, but the fight scenes were it was okay.
I remember they had a
casting was
beach volleyball scene.
the casting was horrible. The story was horrible, but the fighting was actually good. It's like wow, oh my god, I know people are gonna hate me for this, but I thought the fight scenes were better than the Matrix.
I don't know,
I thoroughly enjoyed the fighting. The fight
Okay.
scenes.
Okay. I mean,
Don't
yeah,
crucify me, please.
it's no kung fu, but no, I definitely have to rewatch it to have an opinion.
Yeah, there's gotta be like a fighting game movie night. So this, Mortal Kombat, probably something else.
Your soul is mine.
Dude, Mortal Kombat was so good for movie night.
The intro, like the guy
Yeah.
shouting Mortal Kombat.
Dude, you'll have like 70 people on Discord just doing off sync, man. Everyone just goes.
Test your mind.
That's a very good alarm.
Oh my god.
Yeah, to
Oh,
put in
in the
your
morning?
phone. Yeah.
Mortal
God.
Kombat.
And you
my
wake up in the
God.
morning. Mortal Kombat.
Oh, dude, I
Test
would
your
love.
mind.
You know how in Scott Pilgrim, like they have those like sound effects that play at certain parts of the movie. I'd love for it like if I sit up like Undertaker style in the morning and then it just goes Mortal Kombat and my eyes like shoot open. I would love that.
Way to start your day.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
man. I jump out of bed.
Then you punch the first guy you meet on the road just because.
Just because I look at him in the eye, Mikopi, and I'm challenging him to Mortal Kombat.
and the funny thing is the guy also listened to the same thing upon waking up.
And he's like, get over here.
Oh, that's smart. See,
Then like the camera switches to the side view, so they will be facing each other.
at least in this version, we'd be wearing masks. All right, so it'd be safe. It'd be quarantine, COVID safe. People,
Yeah,
all right?
responsible fighting. That's good.
Responsible fighting. Just making sure that none of that acid goes out of your mouth.
Yeah.
Or what is Scorpion? Is it fire? Is his fire?
Yeah, it's fire. It's fire.
Okay. Oh man.
There's acid. There are acid variants too from other characters.
Yeah, like a reptile, right? Okay.
Yeah, Reptile, Noob, Cybot, I think.
Noob Saibot, yeah. Man,
Uh,
fighting game episode we have today. Oh
Fight
man.
it.
I mean, we have Miko P. We might as well talk about fighting games, right?
Yes.
Oh man. Okay, guys, let's round off this episode by talking about Joe Rogan. You guys were messaging me, Harold, we want to talk about Joe Rogan. Harold, Joe Rogan's the best. No, I'm just kidding. You guys wanted to talk about something in relation to Joe Rogan. We were gonna do it during the pre-show, but I was like, no, let's save it for the actual show. DZ, hit us with that sauce.
All right. The Souse is basically Joe Rogan was having a podcast the other day, and he said that video games are a waste of time because they're so fun and they're very addicting. And this blew up on the internet because people are like saying, "Oh, how dare you say video games are bad?" And because he was comparing it to something like jujitsu. because of course you compare it to jujitsu, right?
Yeah, who doesn't?
Yeah, so it was more of like, he's comparing, like he's saying that if you play too much video games, you get nowhere. If you do too much jujitsu, you'll get somewhere. So, which is again, it depends on how you look at. It depends on what the question is. Are you mad because he compared jujitsu to games, or are you mad because of what he said about video games?
Okay, so can you give us the actual statement?
What did he say again? Exactly.
I believe he says that not the exact one, but he says that video games are a waste of time because if you invested that time somewhere else, like for example, in mixed martial arts, after 3 years, you get somewhere, you get good at it. And I guess his main point was that the time you spent playing video games could have been used in something else that would be more productive to you down the line. Like for example, if I play 4 hours a week, and if I play 4 hours a week after 3 years, all I got was just play 4 hours a week for the every day. Like as opposed to for example, I take a couple of hours off of it, or just use all of the 4 hours to learn something else, like for example, video editing, or script writing, or acting, or something else.
Yeah.
And then in 3 years, I will have a skill that could be more useful for me in life in general. So that's his main point. And I mean, this is just my opinion, but I guess it depends on how self-aware you are as a gamer about how you use your time. Like, for me, it hurts me a bit because I tend to play a lot, especially these days, and I know that not all of those hours I put into, or in fact a majority of it, is quite unproductive. So it hurts me in a way that, because it's the truth that okay, I should be doing something else in these kinds of hours. But if you're the type who is making a living out of video games, of course it would hit you differently, because this is you know for yourself that you are making great use of your time playing video games, and which is actually making a living off of it. So yeah, there are two sides to the coin, and it will depend on just how the person interprets it in relation to how honest they are in using their video game time.
Okay, that makes total sense. As a giant nerd myself, guys, I feel like like we said, it's how you apply it. A lot of people who make video games for a living need to play video games to better understand what makes a good video game, what makes a bad video game, what interactions you have in certain types of video games can you apply in a different way, So I feel like it's a statement that's too generalized. That's the limitation of being in a podcast, right? Like you can't go into a lot of depth without ending up being boring, and there's a reason why you tend to listen to the type of podcast you like, whether it be about fighting games or MMA, because it's something you're passionate about. So if you went further into that, maybe I don't know how open-minded or closed-minded Joe Rogan is. I don't want to defend him either, but I do think there's there's some truth in that, but the way he said it was too general, and again, there's more to certain things than a few short sentences can say.
Yeah,
so,
I mean, he said his statement with the full force of a truck. So
so he's very
don't make any exceptions. So it's bound to hit hard, but the essence there is the essence is there. There's a good message somewhere in there, and it's just about trying to unravel it. Like for example, in my case, after hearing it, I kind of now watch out if what I'm doing is actually just if I'm just wasting time playing with a purpose, or doing something relevant.
Yeah.
So Thank you, Joe Rogan, for making me second guess all of my gaming hours. But
That's a very resentful thank you.
but I mean, and to be honest, I'm a bit more I'm quite resentful about it. But the truth is, I know deep inside that it will do some good for me in the long run. That if I can stop myself from wasting a few hours each day, and probably do something a bit more productive, then eventually it will add up and lead to something good. It's just that the way he said it, it's like bad.
Which
video games are bad.
The way it blew up has made it sound like everyone, because of how everyone reacted, it made it sound like he was an authority in what he said. It's just Joe Rogan talking about video games. You gotta take him seriously. And the mere fact, okay, here, you know how he said, "Oh yeah, if I do jujitsu for 3 years, I'm gonna eventually become a coach, and I'm gonna drive a Mercedes." He said, because if I get good enough, I can drive a Mercedes." Do you think everyone who does jujitsu? That's too general. But like, it's how he compared it to was like, it's not how it works, because it's jujitsu and someone's passionate about it doesn't mean it equates to success. Heck, how many people do you know who are successful okay, here, you take your college course for 3 years, 3 to 4 years. Do you think you're doing what you're doing now? A lot of people aren't like that. They take a course in college for 2 to 3 years that they think they're passionate about, and then I'm not saying this is coming from anywhere, but like obviously that's an example.
DZ, are you telling me I am not a professional psychologist at this point? What would I say? What was I doing? What was I even doing?
Well, listen to this. I played frisbee for 3 years. Right? I played frisbee for 3 years. Yeah, and then look, am I playing it now? Am I making money off it now?
You're not coaching, DZ. You're not driving a Mercedes because you're not coaching.
That's why. So like, but that was the one for me personally. Like, to compare it to something it's not the same.
Yeah.
Because fine, if you can't argue. I mean, if he's saying you can, I'm not saying that you can make a living off video games. You can, but you cannot. It's a high risk, but the same risk comes from taking jujitsu. Sure, you do it 3 years, you become a coach, but can you become like super successful? Sure, you can become a coach you can become an organizer for after 3 years of game. You understand how it works. You can become an organizer. There's you can get into development. You can get all that stuff. Yeah, there are all those things, but it doesn't automatically mean that you will become successful in gaming. Same thing goes for exercise and any other sport, any other profession like that. You can't become successful. You can't. It's not a guarantee. But the way he said it made it seem like it was a guarantee, which is for me what was the most off-putting thing. But I do agree with him when he said that games can be a waste of time. Addiction. It's an addiction.
It's same with anything.
Yeah. Heck, exercise can be an addiction. Honestly, it can. Honestly, exercise can be an addiction. So anything that is an addiction is not good for you. So that's the biggest takeaway, is that I think that's why people should have taken this with a grain of salt. They should have just should have said, Joe Rogan should have just said, gaming addiction is bad. And then period.
Yeah, definitely. And like what Miko P said earlier, it's about finding the truth in it, which is balance. Balance is everything in life.
Yeah.
Find the right balance of how much video games are good for you, in the sense of, are you learning from it, or are you using it to relax? Are you using it to blow off some steam and have fun and do it for the benefit of your psychological health, versus, okay, I have nothing else to do, I'm just going to play video games, which is fine in its own right, but again, it's balance. And we're no authorities, just like Joe Rogan. We're just 3 guys on an internet show. All right, there are smarter people than us that could give you better advice, but you chose to spend your time here. All right.
And thank you for that, by the way.
We love you. We love you. As much as we're doing this to have fun, we also appreciate people who enjoy our little banter and our insights. Like Showfox, who in the chat said, comparing it to something sporty kind of makes it a bit more triggering for people like him. A lot of people have those 80s, 90s, 70s parents, baby boomer parents, who are like, get off your computer and do something outside, which isn't necessarily the best advice for many reasons. A lot of people ended up doing that, and it didn't really work out for them. Again, it's just finding the right balance and the right message and everything. So,
I just want to point out that, Herald, I just want to point out that BMO kind of sort of have found the loophole to all of this.
Yes! Oh, that's perfect, yes!
What about games like Brain Age and Ring Fit Adventure? Especially Ring Fit Adventure. I mean, it counts as gaming, but it counts as exercise.
Dude, Ring Fit Adventure is a modern day miracle. It is the new Pokemon Go. Okay?
Oh my
it's
God,
getting
what is
people
it?
to
Ring-
it's tricking people to
thumbs
exercise. DZ.
Oh,
DZ.
this one.
It is
With
good.
with the...
I am telling you. It is good.
It is good, but again, folks, remember Sonic says too much of a good thing is bad. But yeah, but yeah, again, too much of a good thing. But okay, Ring Fit Adventure. Is that's one on the Switch, right? With the wheel.
Yes. Squat. Yes. So yes, there are exceptions. Like again, like in life, you know, there are exceptions of people like Joe Rogan who managed to carve out millions of dollars and a fortune on being able to talk very well and sort of eloquently and being able to commentate. Not everyone who commentates a sport or a game becomes wealthy. You know, it's about taking your opportunities and all that. So yeah, again, just try and find the truth in it. Try and find and hustle, people. It's not only about getting your 10,000 hours, which is what he was saying, which is wrong. I could put 10,000 hours into picking up trash, and that doesn't make me better at it. Or maybe it does. I don't know, but I might be like the most efficient garbage man ever. But that's like a super bad example.
Dirty
Okay,
job, but someone's gotta do it.
dude, Mike Rowe is a boss. All right, I love Mike Rowe.
He was one heck of a host.
Yeah, solid. Okay, really bad example. Okay, but you get what I mean. Is you can do 10,000 hours and still not be good at something. And
Yeah.
it's finding something you're passionate about, like podcasting or shoutcasting or, you know, writing, which might not even be something you considered.
Yeah. It's how you apply the hours you've spent.
Yes.
It's not the hours that you did spend. It's how you apply the hours you spend.
All right.
You know what, guys? Take a picture of the clouds tomorrow and put that line there and put my name, just so it sounds like something you instant and likes on Instagram.
Put your face up there with the clouds too, like transparency 50%, or opacity 50%.
So it looks like he died.
And then you put like -DZ -Michael Scott.
with some random dove, like, or a couple of doves somewhere in there.
Oh my gosh, that's so true. That's so true, man.
I'm gonna do that tomorrow. I'm gonna just for kicks. I'm gonna do that on my Instagram tomorrow.
Yeah, do it, man. All right, guys. I would be remiss if I didn't take a little bit more advantage of having Miku P on the show. Miku P, I want to get your thoughts on quarantine gaming to round things out. I know it's been a tough time for everyone. Do you have any advice on people who are, you know, struggling to just cope with being at home?
Okay, so in my case, this is just just from my experience, and I hope you can get something out of this. But during the first few days of the quarantine, one of the things that most people miss is the human interaction. So most of the games I played are not, they're not really the staples. They're not really those AAA titles. But actually, the game I played the most was Jackbox, along with a bunch of friends.
Mm-hmm.
Like I have multiple groups of people playing Jackbox, and all of us wanted the interactions. Like, we just want to laugh along with others. In fact, the game is even secondary. Sometimes we would just pass the time and talk about stuff while the game plays, and then just get the occasional laugh after that. And you have to know yourself. If you're the type who likes to really go out there and talk to people, and you really need that interaction, and you need your games, then you might want to find a game that fulfills both. Maybe in Valorant, talking to your friends, maybe in an MMO like in Final Fantasy, like what I do, or maybe in just a simple games just like Jackbox. What's important is that you have to be just honest with what you want. The worst thing that you can do in this very stressful time is to stress yourself further playing a game that you don't want just because it's it's popular or famous. Like, for example, I'm a fan of Runeterra. I like the game really well, but I will not force myself to play League of Legends just because it has ties to Runeterra and it's famous, and I do have a MOBA background. In fact, it got me kicked out of college, but that's another story.
Oh my god!
So we just went down a rabbit hole. Miko P, you got kicked out of college? Can we? No, sorry. Go.
Joe Rogan must have been right. He is.
Yeah, you mean this college thing about no matter how high of the grades you get, if you get X amount of absences, you get you get flunked out of a subject, and when enough subjects flunk out, you got kicked out. Well, I had good grades, but I don't have the attendance to back it up because all of my hours were spent, just like what Joe Rogan said, in the computer shop, and unfortunately, those skills didn't translate well into something more professional. But yeah, there's a lesson to be learned somewhere in there. But yeah, for the quarantine thing, just be honest with what you want with your games and what your needs are as a person. Some people I know aren't really so much affected by the quarantine, simply because they themselves just like to be left alone and play to their own device, play their own games, and just be happy along with it. And there's one pointing at himself right now. What a handsome guy. Who knew that he was more of a lone wolf?
Look at this
when
guy.
it comes to games.
Lone wolf.
But yeah, other than that, as a general statement, find something that would feed your competitive need if you're the type who has needs for competition. May it be online play, ranked play, or just simply joining one of the online tournaments in one of the games that you like. There are a lot of them now. And who knows, you might even get prizes along the way. In fact, as an example from my experience, there's a player in the Philippines who just went home with at least $1,000 from the last auto chess tournament.
$1,000 USD?
Yeah, $1,000 USD just from getting fourth place. So there was a $30,000 prize pool. So a lot of players who are staying at their homes playing auto chess had smiles on their faces during that day. But
take that, Joe Rogan.
But yeah, that's one thing you can do. But if you're not competitive and you're more of a social person, then find the games that could develop that kind of that could be a kind of outlet for you. I have friends who are just now discovering Animal Crossing: New Horizons. They passed on it before when it was at its height, but now that they had more time and they have they have more time in their hands, they explore the game, they love it, they love the aspects of it. And now they're visiting each other's islands and making fireworks and other stuff. And of course, in my case, that's there's the MMOs, there's Final Fantasy. If you have if you want something a bit more different, there's this inside joke, not really inside joke, but there's this joke running around in my local Final Fantasy group of friends, that it's like the retirement home for gamers, simply because that the games offers so much. It offers basically so much to the player that it's one of those games that you can play for a very, very long time, and you won't really grow tired. You won't really grow tired of it. I mean, and of course, finally, if there's a certain genre of game that you love and you really can't live without, of course, you should devote your time. Playing it every day. I mean, don't agonize yourself trying not to play it if you really like it. Like Valorant for Jago, I guess.
Yeah, DZ. If it feels more like a pain to play, just fire up something else.
Okay, here, I'll be real with you guys. Like, sure, I play it, but for the past week, I've only played once this whole week, because the whole week I was like doing some small edits. But like, if I don't feel like playing it, no, I really want to say that I agree 150% with what Miko said. If play what will fit your needs. So instead of playing Valorant, which I forgot to mention, I'm playing the Master Chief Collection on Steam.
Oh, nice!
That's nice.
Yeah, because I can use a single player experience. Like, I don't. Sometimes having alone time as well. Sorry to cut you off. This is the last thing I'm gonna say. But sometimes, like, human interaction, definite must in this situation. But if you want to feel like just having alone time, and there's nothing wrong with that, because it's a freaking pandemic, guys. You kind of need. There's some needs that you can't be with people forever. You gotta sometimes you have to appreciate your alone time, and you gotta love yourself. Wow, big words. All right, go ahead, Miko.
Yeah, just like the point of what Silfak says, his game that he played with his friends is Sea of Thieves. And,
Yeah.
Well, I'm not familiar with the game. I have seen streams about it, and yeah, those guys. It seems like a really fun game to play with friends. There's a lot to explore. There's just so much trouble that you can get into that it's. I mean, it's a great choice, and yeah, Just recapping what I said, just be honest with yourself with what kinds of games you really want to play, and just always ask yourself if you're enjoying, because I mean, it's a tough time, and we have to get all of those little joys that we can get here and there, and that includes for gaming as well.
Well said.
Thank you.
What was your course in college?
I got dropped out.
No,
but,
what was it? What was it?
I'm
Psych or something?
I tried out com-sci, pol-sci, literature, multimedia arts,
Oh.
and photography.
I thought because of what I mean, after all you said, I thought you're like psychology or that kind of to actually help people get
I
through
wish.
shit like this.
I mean, if I were a bit more mature during the time when I quit school and returned one more time, I would have taken psychology. It would have been my last hurrah, but maybe in the next lifetime.
Maybe when pandemic's over.
You know what? I'm looking at what Silfox said a little earlier. He said I'd play a workout game really hardcore if they could skin it as a fantasy RPG, which is sort of what they did with Ring Fit Adventure. If they could skin it in a more fantasy style or maybe a cyberpunk style, like I feel like that's a good genre, right? I feel like if you skin Ring Fit Adventure into these different types,
It's a Dead or Alive. You can do so much with that ring in Dead or Alive.
I think we have different thoughts on what we want to do with the ring, Mikopi. I'm not
Seems
sure.
that I have
like for grappling, like.
Get over here!
Oh my gosh. Okay.
I guess it seems that I have failed in my quest to tell the people
you might
the
have
joys.
converted Miko P. You might have converted Miko P.
Yeah, I'm very much open to playing the game. That's for sure.
I think on PS4 you can download it for free and it'll get like Core Fighters, or is that the fifth one? I think that's the fifth one.
Mm-hmm.
Dead or Alive.
Yeah,
Can we get the beach one for our next hangout?
Well, we're supposed to play the fighting game, Harold.
What is this? Dead
This
or
is
Alive
fighting.
Hold the phone. Hold the phone. Dead or Alive Extreme Venus Vacation. That's the latest installment. It's free to play. I'm guessing some characters are locked behind the paywall. I will research.
Okay.
Of course, research and development purposes, but I will look into this.
Dude,
I will do my own research as well. On my phone during my free time.
it is quarantine, guys. We're not doing anything.
Yeah, remember, it's all about being honest with yourself and the games that you need.
Okay, real quick. Nemo in the chat says getting over it Ring Fit version I think would kill Twitch. I think people would lose their arms in the middle of a stream.
I would love to see Tyler One play that.
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I think he can
he's
do it.
5'11" though, right? He's 6 feet. Like,
Yeah, but he looks strong. He looks packed. So and he has the rage to go about with the game to finish the game.
I can imagine him in like
He'll rage through it.
I can imagine him in the cooking pot in the I forgot what they're called, but and with the hammer just like kind of get over it. And
Oh my gosh. Okay, Shillfox says, give me Warcraft, but I have to work out to play. How would that work? Like, I need
you
to
carry
build more
the gold.
peons. I need
Yeah,
more
you carry the gold, you
peons.
chop the lumber, you build the house using
okay.
motions. You
That's
fight
cool.
with you fight with the ring fit, I guess.
Oh, work.
I'm being repressed. Do you watch Carbot?
We did before, remember when they did the Overwatch stuff.
Okay, I have to say, right now, if you guys are StarCraft fans, he has 6 seasons worth of animations that are the best. It became a phenomenon. As in, like, when we had this dumb idea that's just 3 seasons of weird ass skits. It all of a sudden evolved into this in-depth storyline that lasted another 3 seasons.
Oh wow!
So that it ended. So after that, when that ended, he made Warcraft 3. He did like a 12 episode. He's currently doing some episodes of Warcraft 3, and then now he's also doing Diablo. And he finished like 10 episodes of Diablo, the original, and he's starting a new series for Diablo 2.
Dang, son.
So, man, you guys have to check out
Thanks,
Carbot.
thanks for reminding me about it, Diego. I have to catch up on Carbot.
Oh my
I
god!
mean, I used to be a big fan back then. That I had I had the hoodie with the Marines on it.
Oh yeah.
And then I had the purple shirt with the Ultralisk with the Ultralisk.
cool.
That is so
man.
cute. I mean, yeah, I just threw my money and got me one of those. It's still with me. I'm hoping to wear it one of these days. But,
Wait, speaking of throwing your money, Mikupi, did we ever reward you with a Quit Stalling shirt? Being part of the crew?
Well, send it to me. I'll wear it wherever I go and tell people
we gotta fix those orders. I'm really worried about getting the shirt orders during COVID right now, because we have like a bunch of people who already queued up. They're like, oh, I want a shirt too.
How about a Quit Stalling mask? Would look nice.
Well, I wouldn't
Not
want
a
to. Well,
bad
that has to be like doctor certified for it to work, or else,
Yeah.
Oh man. Oh, Shellfox in the chat said Tyler One would absolutely break the ring from Ring Fit.
Definitely. From the rage and from his strength. There will be a ring. There will be a ring counter somewhere in his stream. Like how many rings he broke throughout the whole session.
Oh my gosh. All right. I think that's it. Are we good? I think we've tackled everything so hard. I think we've tackled more things in an NFL video game in a 1-hour session. So I think it's time to wrap things up. Let's do it. Guys, it's been awesome. Mikopi, always great to have you on the show. We should get, if you're not doing anything next week, I know we're getting Ram. I don't know if we're getting Elgin. I don't know if we're getting Elder Jin. Is Zeffy Bun still here? Zeffy, are we getting Elgin next week? If we're not, Miko, would you be free?
Yeah, I can fill in whenever you guys see the third person.
We just want you, buddy. We just want you in our lives all the time. All right. So yeah, whenever we have an open seat, we'll message you. You got to be on, Miko. You got to be on. But that's it from us. We're gonna wrap things up. I want to thank all our most recent followers, like Catalina Fire, Eddie Santos, the guys over at Thunder Chats, this Lent Kid, the OK Drummer, Leangelo92, Caramelize, Aim Straight _TTV, Squeegee Squeak, and Ayos Buhay Productions. DZ, hit us off with those subscriber numbers.
Subscriber, do you have it up so I can? Wait, me.
Do you not see it? I can screen cap and share.
Yeah, screen. I'm downloading something on Steam for research and development. So
oh my gosh, DZ.
I'm downloading Final Fantasy 14.
All right, it's in our chat.
All right,
okay.
got it. All right, so our subs, we'd like to give a huge thank you again to Human Panda 22 with 22 subs. How fitting and befitting the name. Francis, who also actually Francis also 22 subs.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, Bimo King of Vu, Nico P, 17. Oh mate. Thank you, sir.
Love
Are you Miko P?
Are you the Miko P?
Are you the number 4 in our list? All right, we also got Nerf Diva, Sensei Humor, Notorious KGM, Iron Hammer Stream, Denunci, Wisa is, Neo Gear, Silfox is also in chat. Shout out to you, bud. Fury Bot, Mick, who can't join us today, sadly, Numali, Zeffy Buns, who's also in chat. It's Mark Lester B, Mikhail Rodan, Bobby Australia, and Ati1903.
And everyone else who subscribed to us at least once, we love you. Miko P, give us the bit. Cheers, baby.
All right, I may be competitive when it comes to the subs, but I don't hold a candle to these people who gave the channel a lot of bits. Starting with No Plays at 3, and we have New Gear with 3,000, Elder Jin with 2,000, Mikhail Roldan 1-2, Bimo King of Fu at 1,000, Alrees 27 at 1,000, me of course in the top 8, still hanging on at 900. If not, Gwen at 800, Mercy with 600, Game Ako 500 at 402. Insta DZ rounding up a top 13 with 231 bits. Wow, how do I say this? Beam Popper Drank at 200. Tita Gaming's at 150. The Real VJ Data 21 at 100. Kebo TV at 50. Wiz Ice at 30. Curry Server at 25. And of course, Aaron Gaming 441 at 22 bits. Thank you, guys.
All right. Good stuff, guys. And thank you to everyone who's cheered us on with at least one bit or, just enjoys our show. Thank you guys for following, subscribing, whether it's here on Twitch or on YouTube or anywhere you can get our podcast. Thank you guys so much. You can follow us on Facebook.com/QuitStallingUs and on Twitter @QuitStallingUs for updates and other content. Find us on Instagram @QuitStalling to see our Instagram stories. Sometimes they're funny, sometimes they're not, sometimes they're informative, and sometimes they're not. Just give us that follow, and we're sure to entertain you. Check out our YouTube, youtube.com/QuitStalling, where you can check out oh, no, that's not it. Where is that? You can check out our YouTube, right? Our YouTube? Yes, you can check out our YouTube to find out, to find episode 100 and so much more content, people. And of course, keep checking out twitch.tv/QuitStalling for all our live streams, baby. We've got so much more in store in the coming weeks, but for now, we gotta say goodbye. Miku P, where can folks at home find you when you're not on GameByte?
Okay, I mainly live in this social media land called Facebook, and you can find me there at Miko P. And yeah, that's basically where I'm at nowadays. So how about you, Diego? Where can people find you?
In my social media land. I like that. In my land of social media. Damn, that's good. Where can you find me? Damn. All right, this episode is brought shameless ass plug here. All right, so if you guys want to find me, you can order from my new food venture called Tapa Style. If you want a taste of Spain, taste of sobremesa, because life without tapas is, let me just check what the quote is. Life without tapas is like a heart without a soul. Is that right? It's like a heart without love. Yeah, life without tapas is like a heart without love. So you guys want some Spanish tapas, you can order from my store on Facebook, which is facebook.com/tapastyle.ph, and on Instagram, that's @tapastyle. We're gonna sell paella soon. Don't you guys worry. But right now it's kind of on pause because of the MECQ, the close quarters combat community quarantine. So if you're in Ayala Alabang Village, you'll definitely be able to get an order. But outside of that, that might be a bit difficult. So shameless plug there. Of course, other random stuff I do online, just @InstaDZ on Instagram, Facebook, facebook.com/Diego.InstaDZ. So many Z's and D's, but that's where I am pretty much on social media. So hope you guys can hop on. How about you, Herald? Where can the fine folks at home find you? Where is your social media land?
Oh, it's @HeraldPlays on Twitter and on Instagram. You guys could also find me on the other the other current Quit Stalling show, which is the Quit Stalling Geekcast, Sundays at 1 in the afternoon here in Manila. It's about 9 p.m. at night in California. And don't forget, the M and MECQ stands for melee, so stay out of melee range, people. And yeah, that's about it. We have so much more in store in the coming weeks, like the fact that the Beta Avengers are assembling. Me, Juancho Saldana, and of course Sensei Humor himself, Derek O'Brien, will be playing the Marvel's Avengers beta when it launches on Steam next weekend. And that's about it. We got a lot of content coming, a new teaser tomorrow, and so much more. We'll see you guys next time. Anything else that we missed? Did we miss anything? Anything else? No?
In terms of news?
No, I mean, like, anything else we want to say?
I'm good.
Oh, yeah. Wait, is Juancho listening?
He might not be, but we'll clip this.
Yeah, he's probably not because he's too scared, because he's too scared. Just like how, he's just scared, period. That's all I gotta say. I have no comment. I just thought of what would I do to piss off Juancho right now?
I'll clip that and put it in our compilation. All right, we'll see you guys next week. Same bite time, same bite channel. Ram is on, just a random dude. Till then, get off your butts, and quit stalling. Bye, everybody. Bye.
Bye-bye, you.
Stay safe, guys.